So let's talk math curriculum. So first off, we'll start with Tay. That's my brother. He's 13 and he's in the 7th grade. He started this book in February this year, and because we school all year long, we do 3 days a week in the summer. We did the first part of it, first few sections, and then we did some of the division part in the summer. The downfall of this is it is not a homeschool friendly book. It was made for the for a public school classroom, so it's not all together. Like, the division is spread out through the book. The multiplication is not all in one place. Which I guess would be advantageous for a big classroom, to where you would have to keep, you want to, do a little bit of division and then do something else and then do a more complicated division and then do something else. I guess that's how it's supposed to work, but it does not work well for homeschooling, just because we're used to doing things where everything is all in one place and he can just get it done because it doesn't take him as long. So he doesn't have to have that constant review. However, I do intend to finish it, but it is not homeschool friendly thing. What we're going to do, since we did do some of the division part during the summer, is I'm going to skip the middle part of the book, because again, it repeats itself a lot, and it's just confusing, and I don't want to waste his time with going over stuff that he's already done, or that we've already kind of touched on. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to give him, I'm just going to let him finish a Kuman book that he started on division. He already knows his division facts, but for him, what gets difficult is kind of thinking abstractly when the number doesn't go in to it doesn't go into the number you're dividing to evenly. He always wants to try to make it go into it evenly, and that's kind of difficult, but it's just something he has to work on. So that is what we're going to do now. So he's got a workbook that goes with it, and so he'll probably do some of the workbook pages with the division on it, but for the most part, we're going to jump to the back of the book and work on geometry for the rest of the year, as well as measurements. Just because, again, it has to do with that abstract thinking, and that's something that he struggles with. And for some reason, like, you just never know when there's a kid on the autism spectrum what they're going to do well and what they're not going to do well. For me as a kid, the geometry part of the lesson was always really easy. I tend to do better when thinking abstractly, and so I look at the circle. There's 4 parts. There's 3 colored in. It's 3/4. But for him, that has always been a struggle because it's not very much spelled out. However, he can do equations. He can do the "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally" with very little problem at all. So, that's something when it's not something very spelled out, very specific, he has difficulty with. So we're gonna jump to the back part and work on that. And I'm also gonna supplement with Kuman Geometry Grade 3. Just because they have a lot of good exercises in this, and they have a lot of good practice with measurements. I think they spell it out really well, and I think he would definitely benefit. So this will probably be something that will carry over into the summer as part of his practice time as well. So that is Tay's math, and I don't know if I talked about this or not, but for his math, for his math plan, I'm pretty much I'm not really focusing on the grade level. I'm really focusing on the content of the books. So this particular book, it is labeled 4th grade, but it's I like it because it has some pre-algebra in it, a little bit of algebra, and some general math. The next book he's going to do is all pre-algebra, and then the next book will have a mix of algebra and pre-algebra in it. So, and that'll get him ready for Algebra 1. So I'm not really looking at the grade level, and plus his pre-algebra book doesn't have a grade level on it, but I'm really focused on the content and how he processes things. He does good with, you know, very strategic incremental steps. For Kaya, he is working on Spectrum Grade 4 math workbook. And after that, I might have him do the, no, he's doing Spectrum Grade 3 workbook. And then after that, I might have him do the Grade 4. I like workbooks to help catch kids up. He's technically in the 4th grade right now, but he's not on that level yet. We're doing a lot to try to get him to remember his facts. And I was talking to his dad yesterday about how it's so easy for him to remember something that he's kind of opposite of Tay. He likes the abstract, but when something is very concrete, when it's just something you have to memorize, like your multiplication tables, he doesn't do so well. But if it's something that's in a story, something, you know, that he can put a narrative to, then he remembers it and it never leaves. So that's something he's having to work on, and that's kind of his struggle. But he's doing a lot better, and so that's pretty much what he's doing for math, is he's doing a Spectrum workbook as well as focusing on trying to get his multiplication tables memorized, and he's using Cluman Multiplication Grade 3 for that. And I really like that. I think for Tay it was better because Kaya can go through and write things out and see it over and over again, but unless it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to remember it. But for Tay, that was something that he remembered. But I think it's good practice for him, and he kind of has like a math phobia, like a lot of people. You know, I'm not the most excited about math either, but that, you know, being able to work with all the multiplication tables incrementally, I think helps with that. So he's not as intimidated when he's presented with multiplication problems. So that is our math curriculum for right now, and I will see you all later. Bye.